Welcome to our Thursday talk, Wisdom in Action. And today the topic um, is the feminine qualities of the soul that can heal the world. And this is such a relevant topic because Women's Day is coming up on 8th of March. And it is such an important day in today's day and world that this day is celebrated, which wasn't celebrated, I think, a few years back even. So, what does it mean, this feminine quality that we are talking about, and what is the healing process also? We'll try to understand in today's talk and explore more together in this interactive talk. And we would encourage participation from all of you. I would first like to read a poem. It's a very beautiful poem, and the title of the poem is When the Feminine Awakens. When the feminine awakens in the soul, the world becomes a softer place, not weaker, but wiser. Where anger once built walls, compassion quietly opens doors. Where noise once filled the mind, silence begins to speak. The feminine does not conquer through force, it transforms through understanding. Like water shaping mountains, patient, gentle, unstoppable. A mother's heart in every human being, able to nurture hope even in wounded places. When patience replaces reaction and kindness replaces judgment, a new world begins. Inside a single thought, the feminine spirit whispers, "See the soul, not the mistake. Choose love, even when hurt. Bring light, even into darkness." And slowly, one peaceful mind becomes two, two become many, and many become a movement of healing. The world does not change in noise or power, but in quiet hearts remembering who they are. A being of peace, a being of compassion, a being of light. And when this light awakens in humanity, the world will not need to be healed. It will remember it was always whole. So we'll just take 1 minute of silence to reflect on what we just heard, and then we can begin. Shanti. And so the feminine qualities. And we are not talking about women so much here, right? But the qualities that are considered feminine. And some of those qualities come right on top of the mind, right? And more so in today's world where there is so much conflict, there are wars going on, there is fighting and quarreling and aggression and anger and what else? Yeah, the list is fear. Yeah, all of those things are going on. And while we are making advancement, so to say, advancement in the science and technology and the way we live, the quality, so to say, of our lives, with all of these things going on around us. And what is it that will make us feel better about this world? Yeah, it's not just the advancement in terms of money or the technology and science, but something has to change within, right? And that is what we are calling the awakening of the feminine within, because we are seeing that what are considered dominantly the masculine qualities of the world, they have done good. It's not that they haven't done any good, but in that process of developing the masculine qualities more and more, somewhere the feminine qualities are sort of ignored or lost or put in the background. And that's why with the spiritual understandings in Raja Yoga, we are trying to see how we can reawaken the feminine qualities within all of us. And when we are talking about the feminine qualities or even the masculine qualities, all of that is within what we call the living conscient being, yeah? The spirit, the soul. So the soul is actually genderless, yeah? Is beyond gender, is a living conscient being. Genderless. And it is by itself complete and whole. Yeah, it is a being that is full and that is experiencing perfection in every way. Yeah. So that balance between masculine and feminine qualities are already existing within the soul, but because over time we have been using the masculine side more, right? It is that seems more like obvious currently, and somewhere the feminine is, submerged within. Yeah, so we look at how we can reawaken, but first maybe we can look at what are these qualities that we are talking about, the feminine qualities that we would like to see in the world. And of course, the change begins with us, right? We all are souls who have all of these qualities. And if they are dormant currently, then we can definitely work towards, through meditation, we can work towards re-emerging all of those qualities. So so we look at some of the qualities of the feminine in just a bit, and what happens for healing. That is something that also we need to consider for ourselves, that what is it that truly can heal. Sometimes we say when we are really hurt, when something has really deeply, hurt us, then we say, most of the time we say that time will heal. Yeah? That let time pass. That the time will heal. And what happens in any sort of healing? Healing happens when we start to experience something different or opposite from what we have experienced or what caused the hurt, right? So if instead of feeling hurt, now if we start to heal, that means we are feeling something different, right? That is what is the healing factor. So if we are experiencing sadness and then we are able to come to a state of happiness, that is when we say that yes, now we have healed from that sadness or that situation, right? If we are becoming very angry, for example, and then in a moment we are able to experience peace, then we will say that yes, we have healed from that anger, right? So something like that. And so to experience something different, what we need to do, that also we will discuss in today's talk. So I wanted to start first with these qualities, the feminine qualities, right? So what are these qualities? What comes on top of your mind when you say feminine qualities? That what are these feminine qualities? So online also you can say, or we have a guest here, you can use your mic. What is your name? Tanya. Tanvi. Compassion, yes. Anything else? Immediately, when we think of a feminine quality, there are so many that come. So what else comes up? Gentleness, yes. And shall we say love? In some way, selfless sort of love, or love, loving all the time, right? What else comes up? Somehow, even I think nurturing and nourishing, yes, sustenance is related to feminine quality more. Yeah. Patience, yeah, patience is a big one. Patience. Protection. Yeah. The mother cub will always, the mother lion will always protect her cubs more than the father. Yeah. Make sure that they have something to eat. Yeah, the nurturing part, and then love and care. Yeah, in a gentle manner, compassionate manner. So yeah, this is a very good start for us, right? This is quite a bit, anyways, right? To awaken within, which is sleeping currently. So maybe we can share some examples of how this quality, these qualities really help. And I'm remembering one time, of course, many of you know Brahma Kumaris is a women-led organization where most of the administrative roles are held by women. Of course, we have many men also who are part of the organization, but they are more in a supporting role uh, administratively, right? And this has been so since the 1930s, that the organization was established, that women were kept on the forefront, and there was a reason that this was done, and the reason was this list. Yeah, because of these qualities that women somehow naturally have more, right? And that the organization believed from the beginning that these are the qualities that will bring transformation and change in the world. Yeah. Of course, we work at a very individual level first. So we believe that when I change is when the world changes. But then when one changes, like one bird flies, the second bird flies, and the whole flock starts to fly. So that healing energy starts to percolate within the whole world, right? And so some of these qualities, we have seen in many that we know around us, but I would like to specifically call out some of the examples, of our seniors in the organization, where I really saw how this can transform. So one of the times, one of the very senior sisters, she was sitting in her room where she meets with people, and another person came and she started to say some very insulting, defaming things in front of to her, about her, right, about this senior sister. And the senior sister kept listening very patiently, her expressions not changing, her, her demeanor not changing, her behavior not changing at all. Facial expressions just, very, I could see there is love in those eyes, and, you know, and then she kept listening till the time this person finished whatever she had to say to the senior. And we don't know what is true, what is not true, whatever it was, right? Whether she was saying whatever she was saying. But this holding that position of love, right? She did not react in a way that, that would instigate the other person to say more. She did not deny what she's saying or accept what she's saying, nothing, right? It was a very neutral, loving position is what I could feel from this. And then when she stopped, this person stopped speaking, then the senior asked her that, have you eaten something? Yeah. And which is a very different response that you would expect when somebody has, if you have just said so many things about someone, right? And then that person was like taken aback, like, what is she talking about? I just said so many things and she has nothing to say about it, and she's asking me. So that love, came through. And then, this person said, no, I have not eaten. So then the senior said that, why don't you go and eat something first? Yeah. And she also, in fact, said, because this person was saying that you did this mistake, you did this mistake. So this person, then the senior said that it is good that you are, helping me improve if you are pointing my mistakes. And after eating the food, right, so this person went and had her lunch. She was served very well. She was not, um, nobody made her feel not loved and not wanted because of what she had just said to the senior. And she was taken care very well. And then after the lunch, when she came and met the senior again, her attitude had completely changed. Now she was praising. Yeah, she was praising totally. So what happened in those few moments? It's not the food that changed, right? Her energy or vibrations, but it is this, this position of being loving always, no matter what, to see that the other person is coming from a different space, right? And to be able to express, to let them express what they want to without being judgmental. That helps in many, many ways in healing, right? Because whatever was bothering her, she let it out, right? But then at the end of the day, this love healed her. And there are many instances like this, right? that help us. And the other one that I would like to pick up is the patience. How patience also helps in healing. And there is this one time, we have many big programs, and where thousands are planning to come and attend the program. And in one such program, again, there was the team had planned and planned for months, and not months, in fact years, at least 1 year for that one big program. And when the day came finally, right, they were working on the lights and the sound system and the mics and the stage and the decorations and the seating arrangements and if some refreshments and the restrooms, and how a big program, like where they were expecting 10,000 people to come. And then our administrative head at that time, she was invited to be one of the speakers in that program. And when just about an hour before the program was supposed to start, something happened, and the equipment started failing. Nothing was working well. The sound system and everything just stopped working as if, and the team had planned and checked and everything, whatever they could do, they had done. But then again, very patiently, I would say, the head of our organization at that time, she very gently told them that it's okay, everything will work out. You just need to be calm. You just need to be patient, yeah, and just give yourself a break, yeah, because when things stop working, then you get even more worked up and you're tensed and panicked, and then you don't know what to do. And so she realized that this is happening, right? That they have come to know that things are not working, and then now they are becoming more and more tensed, and now they are becoming impatient that how will things. So to just calm them down, she said that why don't you take a break, right? All of you, just stop what you're doing. You don't need to worry, even if the equipment is not working. Just go and take a little walk, all of you together, the whole team. Yeah, and because there was a garden just outside. So that's what they did. And somehow in those, and they didn't talk much with each other, but it just brought them to their silent space to think with clarity that what they could do better, right? And when they came back after that little walk of 10-15 minutes, it did wonders. Yeah, and then they would speak very few words with one another, but they were very essential, and they could locate what exactly the problem is, what could be the solution, and with that clarity, yeah, they could manage to get all the equipment back to its working state, and the program was very successful. Yeah, so just little bit of patience and probably gentleness also, right? It helps in healing, in bringing us back to our original, state of being and clarity. Yeah, and another one is not a real life example, about gentleness, right? So this is about the wind and the sun. There is a story about the wind and the sun. So they both wanted to compete with each other. They wanted to see who's more powerful. So they said, okay, let's have a competition. So they had a competition, and what was the competition? To show the power, right? So they said to each other that, okay, this man here, right, is wearing a coat. Now let's see who can make him remove his coat first and fast. So the sun and wind, they agreed, right, that this is the challenge that will decide who's more powerful. So the wind went first. Wind said that I want to go first. So sun said, okay, yeah, go ahead. So the wind started blowing, blowing, yeah, and then stronger wind, stronger with more and more force, yeah. And when the wind started to do that, the man wouldn't, he's not taking off, the coat is not coming off. In fact, the man is trying to protect himself with the coat, right? Because it's so windy. Yeah, so the wind thought that it can blow away the coat with force, right? But that didn't happen. So then it gave up, the wind gave up and says, oh, this is not happening. I cannot take. So then the sun's turn came. So sun, like its usual self, it is shining bright, right, and providing warmth, more warmth in a slow, gentle manner. Yeah, no force, no nothing, right? And then when the temperature became warm enough, then automatically the man wanted to remove his coat, right? So what is the power then? So power is a gentle power. The feminine power, you say, is an inner power, right? Soft power, you say. One is power that many of us are um, racing behind, right? The position, the higher position. But then this soft, gentle power is inner power that all of us have. It's a strength that all of us have. And that is something that we can nurture through meditation and through Raja Yoga practices that comes through naturally. And there is no defeating this power. Yeah, this is a power that is silent and that is definitely there with all of us. Yeah. So, any reflections, or you want to share anything, say anything at this point before we go further? Okay. So if not, then we will look at what one can do, right? So we are saying to awaken these qualities within us. So Raj Yoga understanding, the spiritual understanding says that we are living conscient beings who are genderless and who are already full, right, and perfect, meaning that we are complete. We have that innate balance within us of both masculine and feminine qualities. Yeah, but these qualities, why they get submerged, right, or become dormant, latent, is because of the feeling that we are insecure. Yeah. When we feel insecure, we somehow don't bring out the best qualities in us. And whether the masculine or feminine, right, both are good qualities, but any quality, right, we can bring about to the forefront. Good quality we can bring about in the forefront when we start to feel secure and to understand where the security is coming from, right? So currently when we feel insecure because we know that we are living in this world which we call physical world, And it's a very dynamic world, right? Because in the physical world is where, position is, first of all, you are yourself there, right? And then there is power, right? There is other people who push your buttons sometimes, right? Or all the time, yeah. And then there is materialism, right? There is gadgets and cars and your possessions, your house and things like that, right? So all of this is part of the physical world, but the physical world is very dynamic. It keeps changing, right? And not just it keeps changing, everything is temporary here, right? That means that everything in this physical world does end. And because it ends and everything is so dynamic, there is a feeling of insecurity. And insecurity makes us desperate to become secure. Desperation comes because we start to deal with this insecurity in a way that is not the most wisest, sensible way to deal with it, right? But currently, we probably are not seeing any other option to how to deal with this insecurity. So we deal with the insecurity by claiming things, by owning things, and we call simple my, right? That we call things as mine. We try to cling on to things and people, even to gadgets, to power, to position. And when we do that, that is where we start to get into all the negative feelings of anger, right, stress, and jealousy and competition starts to come, right? Because whatever we are claiming, right, if somebody else gets, then we feel that that competition, right, that we have to do better than other, right, and that we have to have more power, that we have to, if we don't get what we want, right, what we are trying to claim, then it results in anger. Yeah, all of these things starts to come. We become so impatient and stressed in wanting to get what we want to get, right? So all the time we are just, that is what is driving us all the time. We're thinking, overthinking about these things. So insecurity brings a sort of desperation within us, and that is what is bringing all the negative qualities, right? So the negative qualities of when we are feeling insecure, yeah, it brings desperation to get more and more. Yeah. And then we, in that pursuit of getting whatever we want to get, there is stress, anxiety, and there is also, yeah, anger stems from it, because if we don't get what we want, there is anger. If we can blame someone else for as the reason for not getting what we want, or sometimes if it's not a person, we are able to blame some circumstance or situation, or the time in your life that didn't allow you to get what you want, or you just say it was my destiny, or fate, you blame, right? So but the anger is outwardly focused, right? It is directed towards someone or something outside, so it takes the form of anger. But if you don't find anything else to blame, then many times we start blaming ourselves, and that brings a feeling of depression. Yeah. And then that is self-directed blame and anger, right? Depression. And we spoke about jealousy, that if I don't get what I want but my neighbor gets, right? Then there is envy, yeah, and feeling of competition also comes, right? And this desperation of getting more and more and more, right? That is greed. So all the negative feelings, right? The feelings or the emotions that are probably ruling the world today are coming because of insecurity. These are negative, and they actually hurt the world. They don't heal the world, right? All of these are, first of all, hurting us, then hurting the people we are relating to, right? Interacting with in our close vicinity. And then ultimately, this is what is causing conflict in the world. Conflict is starting here, inside, right? With all of these negativities. And then, if we are in this space, any of this stress, anger, depression, basically feeling insecure, right? Then there is conflict within, and then there will be conflict with everything that is around you. So now spirituality is telling us that if we want to bring the best out in ourselves, then we have to come into this feeling of security. And security, we can feel secure with buying more insurance, right? Or we can feel secure by collecting more and more things, right? Or clinging harder to somebody, right? But that security still is coming from the physical world that is temporary, right? So the insurance is still temporary. It is based on something that is temporary. The collection of any material thing, right, is also temporary. We know that everything has an end here, right? And um, so it is not the wisest thing to do to find security here, yeah, in the temporary box. Instead, spiritual perspective helps us shift our security. Yeah, this feeling of being insecure, we can sort of let it go and feel secure based on our truth, which is constant, which is changeless, which is eternal, permanent. Yeah. And this truth tells us that we are, of course, living and conscient being beyond gender. We are perfect and full beings, but we are also immortal. We are immortal beings who never die. Yeah? This tiny point of light, yeah? The soul, the spirit, is the one that never ever dies. This is the one that can never be harmed. Yeah? This is invisible soul, the one that cannot be seen with the eyes, cannot be touched or scratched or made wet with water or drowned in water or burnt by fire. So this is invisible, subtle being, beyond harm, immortal, always existing, never dies. So that kind of security brings out the best in us. Yeah? And that best includes all of these qualities that we are calling the feminine qualities. Yeah? Now, it is very easy to love someone when one is feeling secure. Yeah? Like, for example, I had a friend, she's still my friend, but when we were little children, she's my friend since kindergarten. And so she's very fond of dogs, and she brought up little puppy one time, and because we were such good friends, we would play with the puppy. Yeah? And it was a Labrador, right? And very cute, very. So when it was a small puppy, both of us would play with it day and night, and every weekend I would go to her place, and we would have a very good time with the puppy. And then slowly, when the puppy became a big adult dog, yeah, then it became so huge. You know how Labradors are, right? It was so huge. And then both of us were like, okay, now we can't play with this anymore, because he would bark, he would, run behind us, and it would feel that, oh, he might just bite me or do something, right? So love comes naturally when you want to play with and you want to love someone when you feel secure, right? And that quality, that feminine quality of love, which is actually selfless, which is not based on any conditions, that kind of love starts to come when we feel secure. So no matter what, even in the example that we shared about the senior sister who was being insulted by someone, right? But that vision of love, when we see that all the people, right, are in fact their reality, their truth is this point of light. So when we see that, and that their reality is also this state of being full and perfect, right? And that they are equal, equal in every sense to my reality, my truth. Yeah? So they are noble beings, just like I have these innate qualities, what we are calling today the feminine qualities, right? Even they have. They may be displaying something else here, right? In the physical world, they may be displaying hurt and expressing the hurt and anger or whatever, anguish. But their original nature is also that of nobility and fullness and peace and love and compassion. That is their original innate nature too, right? So even though we may not be able to say it in words verbally to them, right? But at least if we know this truth, we can hold that consciousness within, right? And hold that vision for them. And that's what the senior sister did, when she was being attacked by or showered by yeah, all these insults. So just to see the reality, that helps in holding that space of love for everyone, and that wouldn't change no matter what the other person is doing or saying or anything. This soul is worthy of love, right? And worthy of respect also. So that is something that definitely helps in feeling love, the security, and you become more patient naturally, because you start to realize that there is no need to rush to get anything. It's okay to be content. There is a lot of contentment that comes in with the security. If you have a big car is okay. If you have a you know smaller car or no car, right, that is also okay. And why? Because we are seeing that that anyways the car is temporary, right? Car is for some purpose, and yes, if that purpose is being met with some other mode of transport is also good, right? But if I can buy a bigger car, it is still good, but my state of mind is not dependent on peace or happiness or contentment based on the car being big or the car being there at all or not, right? So that state of equanimity, of contentment brings patience, because when you're content, then you're okay, no? For the things to pan out the way they would. You are not craving for anything. You're not feeling that, oh, I need to get this now, right? Because even if it is not there, and you know, you are still, working towards it, that impatience won't be there if you're content with your current state, right? In fact, if you're content with your current state, then you can do better effort, right, to get that in a more calm and gentle manner, not, trying to fight with anyone or not coming in that sense of competition. So patience comes very naturally with contentment, and contentment comes from security that, that I already have, the soul already has, the spirit has everything that it needs already, right? Not dependent on anything on in this physical world. Is it making sense? Yeah. So it doesn't mean that we should not strive for a car or not get a car, right? It's not that, but we are being patient and more. You want to say anything?
Yes, I was thinking about that one of the quality that also emerges, and especially in mothers, is the quality of giving.
Giving,
And
yes.
then I noticed that they always have make extra things to just, they don't ask, do you need, do you want? They just give.
Yes.
They bring especially food
Yeah.
when it comes into meeting others or having extra food at home. So whenever someone comes home, they can give something to them.
Yes. So that comes under nurturing, na? That they are always givers, not takers, right? They
Yes.
are givers. And yeah, otherwise we are always asking, give me, give me, give me, right? But feminine qualities, especially mothers, we can see how, you know, without saying anything, right? And without, just understanding that everybody needs to be fed, right? And not just fed, but make extra, like brother is sharing that, yeah. So that is part of nurturing, the giving. Now you can give only, again, what you have, yeah? Spiritually speaking, what you have. And when you are secure, then you do feel that fullness, right? And that completeness, that not just that, but abundance of everything, right? When you feel secure, then you're feeling that I have, abundant. And then you're not in the taking mode anymore. Then you're naturally giving. Nobody needs to ask you, give also, right? First of all, you yourself stop asking, right? But then you also don't need to be told to give. That's also another form, right? But like mothers are naturally giving. They are naturally, automatically, even though the child may say, no, I don't want food, but still they will make, because they know that, okay, he might need, what if, you know? So they are always, yeah, because they are feeling full inside, and they can understand that nurturing will definitely help the child grow. Yeah. So this feeling secure, we can easily tap into this feeling when we connect with our spiritual reality, with our truth. Yeah. And one very easy way to do this is that we are, what do we think? Is that we are travelers here. Travelers in this physical world. And when we are referring to we, it is this tiny point of light that is the traveler in this physical world, in this body, first of all, right? And then the traveler is the one who is secure in his reality. And this dimension that we are representing with red is not the physical dimension, not the physical world, but it is a non-physical world, not made up of matter, right? Non-physical world, which is the home of the traveler. So if the traveler is visiting for a temporary period of time in the physical world, then he has a home, and this home is where he feels secure, because this home is eternal, changeless world, where the feelings of immortality, being genderless, being, living and full, all of those emerge very naturally. Yeah. So when we are meditating in Raj Yoga, how do we awaken those feminine qualities is by reminding ourselves of our truths. Yeah? To come into that, what we call being a soul consciousness. It just means shifting our thoughts from this reality, which is making us feel insecure, right? And hence bringing out the not so good feelings and emotions and qualities within us, right? But shifting from here our thoughts to this dimension where we naturally feel secure. That's our original experience for all of us. Yeah? And when we start to do that, then balance between masculine, feminine, all kinds of qualities, naturally it starts to develop in a very natural manner. Yeah. So we'll do a meditation, but I just want to give a moment to see if there are any questions or comments. Okay. So shall we do some meditation and then we can close. So we will choose a good sitting posture. Any sitting posture is good as long as the back is upright and mind is alert. Body in a relaxed state. And the breathing is gentle and normal. Rhythmic breathing. If you're comfortable, you can choose to open your eyes and rest the gaze at any fixed point in front of you. And slowly and gently, whatever is on our minds, what happened at work, and what is the weather like, and what is for dinner, all those thoughts. For some time, we tell them that we will get back to them later. And in these few minutes, we will come into the awareness of this tiny point of light, the traveler. The traveler in the home, the non-physical world which is up above, far away in the distance, in a sky beyond the sky. A non-physical world where nothing changes, and the traveler, we can use the image of a tiny point, is a living, conscient being, the one that is beyond gender, beyond any labels. He is the one who's immortal, eternal, imperishable. This tiny point, the traveler, is beyond harm because he is invisible, subtle. And so he feels very secure and safe in his own immortality. The fact that nothing and no one can ever harm him. The traveler feels peaceful and content. He feels loving and loved because he is secure and full. His original nature and experience is that of perfection, completeness, and abundance. As we remind ourselves of our innate qualities, we start to emerge them on the screen of our minds. And the more we remind ourselves, the more we experience with this feeling of security. The traveler travels back to this physical world in this body and brings that feeling of security with him. All his interactions with people, objects in this physical world are based on his eternal security. where he's coming with fullness to share, to give, to nurture, to love. Patience, compassion, all come naturally when one is feeling safe and secure. Om Shanti. Thank you. So this healing will automatically happen, yeah? Once we are emerging all the good qualities. Yeah? So have a very good evening, all of you, and we'll see you again. Is this your first time here?
Thank you. Shanti. Thank you.
Yes, Paulette. Thank you.
Thank you.
I came the first time 4 or 5 weeks ago, and then last few I was joining online too.
Ah, okay.
I think the first one, it was Rama. I think it was on that.